Look around. You're likely sitting somewhere safe right now. You are in a soft, climate-controlled room, a glowing screen is inches from your hand, and in this exact moment, the world is demanding absolutely nothing from you. We are taught to call that feeling peace. But sit with this question for a moment. What if that quiet, comfortable sensation isn't peace at all? What if it is actually the sound of your internal capabilities slowly going to waste? Your biology operates on ruthless efficiency. It refuses to spend energy maintaining strength you don't use. Stop lifting, and the muscle melts away. Your mind obeys the exact same law. Focus, resilience, and patience are not fixed personality traits. They are trained capacities. When you decide to make a permanent home inside perfect comfort, you stop loading those mental and physical capacities, and you won't realize they have vanished until the specific day a crisis hits. You reach for your strength and find the shelf is empty. Don't picture some deeply lazy guy when we talk about this. Picture the responsible one. He pays his bills, he does his job, he shows up for his family. But his environment has systematically smoothed away the hard edges of his life. It happens through microscopic, invisible swaps. The long walk became a short drive. Dealing with the cold became turning a thermostat dial. Sitting with boredom became scrolling a feed. And a difficult conversation became an unsent text message. None of those choices are evil on their own, but every single time the modern world removes a minor challenge before you have to rise to it, it removes a rep. Do that 10,000 times over a decade, and you haven't built a comfortable life. You have built a life that no longer builds you. Then a genuine setback lands, a financial hit, a sudden loss, a moment requiring a steady hand. He reaches for his old ability to handle pressure and is confused to find it missing. Handling things is a skill, and he hasn't practiced it in years. That is the true danger of total ease. It never announces itself as a threat. It simply, politely removes every external reason you ever had to practice being strong. You might push back here. We are constantly told that stress is the ultimate enemy, the thing wrecking our health that we need to eliminate entirely. Why would anyone invite more of it in? The science splits in a direction most people don't expect. In 2022, researchers studied a biological principle called hormesis. Let's look at how it actually maps out. They found that people experiencing moderate levels of stress demonstrated the highest cognitive function and resilience. There is a Goldilocks zone, just enough friction to force your body and mind to adapt and grow. But the researchers also gave a name to the opposite end of the spectrum, sous-stress. This is a state of dangerously low demand. Expose your hands to zero friction, and the skin stays soft, tearing at the first contact. Expose your mind to zero resistance, and your capability plummets. So why do we crave the soft path? Because your brain is optimized for survival, which historically meant conserving calories and avoiding pain. That instinct was a perfect feature when survival was difficult. Today, surrounded by unlimited calories and engineered comfort, that exact same instinct drives us straight into atrophy. We are running obsolete biological code. If you want to remain sharp and formidable, you have to do something deliberately unnatural. You have to override your own instincts and engineer friction on purpose. Think about your automatic reflex when you try something new. The moment a task feels awkward, difficult, or uncomfortable, what does that physical sensation tell you? For most of us, it reads as a stop sign, a signal that we're doing something wrong. Researchers Kaitlin, Woolley, and Ayelet Fishbach ran an experiment to test this using improv comedy classes. They took hundreds of students into this highly vulnerable environment and gave one specific group a strange instruction: make it your active goal to feel as awkward and uncomfortable as possible. The results were entirely counterintuitive. The group that actively chased the discomfort took bigger risks, they stayed engaged longer, and they made significantly more progress in actually learning the skill. To make use of this, you have to create a psychological shift. Discomfort isn't the obstacle, and it isn't a warning sign of failure. The awkwardness itself is the required, tangible proof that you are moving forward. If you arrange your days so that you only ever engage in tasks that feel smooth, familiar, and easy, you have a mathematical guarantee. You are stagnating. Look back over 2 millennia to the ancient Roman Empire, and you will find someone who understood this exact trap long before modern comforts existed. His name was Seneca. And he wasn't some hermit lecturing from a cave. He was one of the wealthiest, most powerful men in Rome, with unlimited access to the absolute finest luxuries his world had to offer. Yet on set days, he would deliberately walk away from all of it. He would eat the coarsest food, wear the roughest clothing, and sleep on the hard ground. A staggeringly rich man voluntarily tasting the exact poverty he was supposed to fear. He did this so that at the end of a few days, he could look around his sparse conditions and ask himself a single liberating question. Is this the condition I was so afraid of? And the answer was always that it was survivable. By stepping directly into his worst-case scenario, he killed his fear of loss. He proved to himself that true freedom isn't found by hoarding comfort. It is found by rehearsing hardship in times of peace, so that hardship in times of crisis can never own you. Now, the immediate temptation is to try and overhaul your entire life through sheer brutality. A lot of people get inspired, attempt maximum punishment for a week, burn out entirely, and conclude the idea is nonsense. That is not the practice. The medicine was never the maximum load. The goal is to introduce small, controllable doses of daily difficulty, the kind of friction you can handle and recover from, leaving you slightly more capable instead of broken. Start deliberately. End your shower on cold for 30 seconds. Sit with a moment of loud silence instead of immediately reaching for your phone. Send the text to initiate the awkward conversation you've been avoiding. Keep the core rule in mind. This is not a competition to see who can suffer the most. The objective was never the pain itself. The goal is the quiet, formidable character that the pain slowly constructs over time. You do not rise to the level of your comfort. You fall to it. The only question left is whether you will keep letting a frictionless life quietly disarm you or start choosing the hard thing on purpose. Because the true cost of an easy life is the exact strength you desperately want.